brothers and sisters, well, Pastor, what this got to do with church? What does this have to do with heaven? My point is, brothers and sisters, until we get it right on earth, you can quit trying to get to heaven until you learn how to live. And my brothers and sisters, the sad thing about it is, since we have gotten so saved, we don't listen to that foolishness on the radio. But you need to understand, every now and then, you need to listen just to find out what your children are listening to. Yeah, I'm telling you, because I took that initiative. I was like, oh, I'm saved. Hallelujah. I'm saved. All I do is listen to my gospel CDs. I got it in my car. Every vehicle I got gospel CDs. All I do is listen to praise and worship. That's me. Honey, every now and then, get that praise and worship out. Get it out. Say, let me hear what's hot. Every now and then, turn around and ask your children, say, what's the new thing on the... What? Let me help you out, mama. You want to talk to your kid? Watch this. When you go to them, say, what's popping on iPod? Y'all got me? Y'all got me? Come on, say it with me. What's popping on iPod? That's it. You got to know how to reach them. What's popping? What you're saying is, what's the hottest thing that everybody listening to? What's the hottest thing that the young folks? Why? Because if you're not careful, you better believe. Watch this. Y'all might be lost, but they're not. So while we're here talking, well, I don't really know what Pastor talking about today. They know. Matter of fact, some of them coming back next week to see if I'm going to get another song off the radio. Huh? He had the right method, just the wrong message. His message was contradicting it with his own music. He threw it out there like he was balling, satisfied and happy, but turned around and said, but it's not my peak because I just want to be successful. Let me show you this. Joshua. When I looked at this book, Joshua is a part of a book that perhaps was written in Gilgal in Canaan around the year 1646 and 16 BC. Now, Joshua is the sixth book of the Bible. Has 24 chapters, 658 verses, 18,000. Y'all ain't feeling me here. 18,852 words, 622 verses of history, 42 verses that are fulfilled prophecy, no unfulfilled prophecies, 21 questions, and y'all thought 50 Cent came up with that. 14 messages from God, 98 commands, 44 predictions, and 15 promises. This book was written by Joshua. All except for the postscript of a few verses. But I want you to understand this, that when I look at this book of Joshua, this book deals with the consummation of the redemption of the Israelites coming out of Egypt. But it's a two-part perception. Now, it's an in and it's an out. Now, the record shows that the fulfilled prophecy of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob also went through Moses regarding the land of promise that the Lord had promised them. Now, Joshua came to divide it into two different parts. When Joshua came, he come to divide it in. The first 12 chapters were the conquest. Chapter 13 through 24 was divided into the land among the tribes. So when you look at it, and even in the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 1 through verse 9 formed the introduction. But when you go to the last chapter of Joshua, chapter 24, verse 29 through 30 give you the conclusion. So this book here is inspired, watch this, with several different quotations to let us understand that God is trying to bridge that which he had already established in somebody else. Let me show you this. Watch this. When you look at this book of Joshua, the first word in the book of Joshua is now. That word now connects Joshua to the book that precedes it. And my brothers and sisters, this is what I want you to understand. Watch this. Out of the 12 historic books in the Old Testament, 9 of them was connected through that one word, now. After they got finished with the book of Deuteronomy, then the Bible began and Joshua said, now, after the death. That connects this book to Deuteronomy. So when we get to verse number 8, it says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth. I want you to understand something. It's not talking about the book of Joshua. Talking about the book of Deuteronomy. What God is saying now is saying everything Moses taught you, it still applies. He said,